for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage. You walk away, you don't hear me say,
Hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody. It's good to see you. Hello. Let's bring it in. Yeah, this is the scene that I want. What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. It is good to be here. It is good to be back. Sheep, hello. Time, thank you for the tier 3 sub for the 82 months. You don't have to be a tier 3, but I appreciate it. And Biggie and Emma, hello. Guys, we got an interesting night. We got a very interesting night ahead of us. It's gonna be a good one. I have been gone for 3 weeks. I have done many things. I'm back from vacation. There should be very few disruptions going forward. So we're going to talk about that. We have the DNC, which is happening tonight, Democratic National Convention Day 4, where Kamala Harris is going to accept the nomination for president in a few hours. Jake, hello. Hello. There's a special guest scheduled for the DNC tonight. No one knows who it is, but there's a block of time scheduled for a special surprise speaker. People are saying bigger than Oprah from last night. Screw Oprah, but if it is Taylor Swift, I was thinking about like making bets because I don't know if it's gonna happen. But this is the Taylor Swift waiting room. We are going to see if it's her. My dream scenario. Taylor Swift comes out saying that she's going to blackmail us, that she is withholding a new album unless Kamala Harris gets elected. Landslide. Landslide victory. It's not even close. But we shall see. So we're going to keep an eye out for that. After that, If nothing else super special happens, maybe finishing Final Fantasy 14. I got very close when I played at the beginning of the month, and I haven't streamed since. Love Story Part 2. If she releases Love Story Part 2, oh my god, my little Swifty heart. My little Swifty heart. So I would, if we have time, I would love to finish Final Fantasy 14. We're like 6 missions away. We can skip a whole lot of cutscenes until the very end. In the past few days, I have finished an old save file of Final Fantasy X. I finished Final Fantasy 16, and I would love to finish Final Fantasy 14. Why are we waiting for Taste Swizzle? Because there are rumors, with not a lot of basis to it, but there are rumors that she will show up at the Democratic National Convention tonight, which is what we are... Which is what we are going to be watching to see if she's going to join. Endorse Kamala Harris, because there's a very slight rumor. Not only that, let me see if I can bring this up. That does provide a bit of legitimacy. A bit of legitimacy to it. Let me see if I can find the tweet. Where is it? There's a picture of her flight log. And it had said that she had flown into Chicago. Because you know how people will like track her private jet? If this is her jet, and she flew in from Nashville to Chicago today. Oh shit! Your cam looks so good, thank you. I have spent a lot of time trying to get it just perfect. And I'm glad it pays off, so thank you. Thank you, thank you. Hi, Loki. Yes, I am considering, potentially, if we have time, finishing Final Fantasy 14 tonight. Like I said I would. I will be a Swifty for one night. I will get a Swifty tattoo. I will get Lavender Haze tattooed on my forehead if this happens. But no, I have been keeping up with the DNC for the past few days. I'm so filled with hopium. I am filled to the brim with hope. I have never been so libbed up in my life. It's been a good month. It's been a very good month. And so I've been following very closely, and it has been very interesting. Where are the divorce papers, please? You won't. But anyway, we got that going on. Let me take a look here. We'll jump back over to this cam, which I like very much. I'm wondering, I want to check. Oh, I have a couple of things I need to open. I forgot a program. It's my multi-chat program. Because then I will do that. And if I want to go live on TikTok. Why do I stop? Okay. Everything should look better now. Do I need to log into multiple? Why are they all popping up on this one? 1 second. Oh, I'm not even showing my screen. I thought I was showing my screen for a second. But no, we're good. I'm a little rusty. Forgive. Forgive me, please. There we go. But Sheep, it is good to see you. Hello, everybody. What's new with you? What's going on? I don't want to just be staring at a screen, fixing my accounts while you guys are just sitting here. What's new? What has everyone been playing? What's everyone been doing? I will share my stories of the past 3 weeks. I almost said month. It has not been a month. It's been almost a month. Been playing Destiny 2. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. New PC is very functional and I'm a gamer once again. What was the first thing that you tried on the new PC? Was it Final Fantasy 14? Because I think that's the right move. Very nice. Jake, have you been making progress on Destiny? All right, that stream is up and good. YouTube 1 is up and good. YouTube 2 is up and good. Twitch is up and good. I'm gonna grind this weekend. Very nice. I will come back if it means if you want to help like clearing Pit of Heresy or something. I don't know what's going on here. Drumline featuring Nick Cannon. We need a third person to do expert. Yes, yes, we do. Maybe we can recruit Loki into helping us get Microcosm. Okay. When did the Democrats get cool? What has been happening? Did anyone see the roll call a couple of days ago with Lil Jon? Loki did not say no. I also have not opened Destiny in like 3 weeks. Like, this vibe compared to the RNC is crazy. The RNC could have been an email. This is like a pep rally, like a middle school pep rally. Do I need to turn this up? I think I might. Testing, testing. Yeah, my voice is very loud compared to this. Testing, testing. I think that's better, right? Yeah, I'd say so. Cool. Internet says signs point to Beyonce. I have heard Beyonce was a potential. or there was potential for Beyonce. If it's Beyonce, who runs the world? Everyone, all at the same time. Girls. What is happening? Brianna Taylor, I want Chapel Roan. I feel like she's too young. I feel like the olds wouldn't know Chapel Roan, but everybody knows Taylor Swift and Beyonce. USA! USA! That was very cool.
Party's not over, Chicago!
Is Lil Jon coming back?
What I want to see is those flags and those hands up in the air.
He was
singing out nice and loud.
He was here on Tuesday.
Party with me one time. DNC say.
No, don't let everybody sing this. This is crazy. Oh, they bleeped balls. They didn't bleep Skeet Skeet though. I was gonna say, I hear like a okay. They gotta play this.
You've been with me all 4 days. Let me see you make some noise right now.
Woo!
And if this is your first convention, let me hear you make some noise.
Woo! I was only here right now. Yes, this is the first few minutes some of us have watched this. This is the last day. I was thinking about how, I'll turn it down for me a little bit. I was thinking about the last time I covered politics really, really was the debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden 4 years ago. And the debate was where Donald Trump, for one of the first times, but not the first time, was saying that windmills are bad and wind energy is bad because it kills all the birds. The windmills kill all the birds. Huh. And I fucking cried laughing. Hate them birds, yeah. And he doesn't understand, like, solar power can be saved in batteries. And he's like, oh, solar power doesn't work when it's cloudy, when it's raining. I'm like, you fucking idiot. We elected you? Insane. Squake, I have a question. Do I do it? Vote for RFK Jr.'s brainworm with 100 mail-in ballots? Only slight voter fraud? The answer is yes. But yes, also birds aren't real. One of your family friends was talking like that last month and I was fucking done. Who?
Make some noise if you're having a great time with me in Chicago.
Yes, absolutely do it. Loki, ice cream time. You can probably guess. One of my family friends. Oh. Oh, the short one, yeah. Yeah. Name starts with a J. We call him Blank the dog. The bald one.
And we say, one more.
Start skyrocketing, and she absolutely made the best.
My name is DJ Metro from Chicago.
Thanks, DJ Metro.
Thank you for having me.
That guy was record scratching in throughout half of that song. I thought something was wrong with my audio. I would never vote Trump, but Biden wasn't looking appealing either. I agree, but as much as people would say, oh, it's not about the worst or the best of two evils, When Trump's on the ticket, yes, it is. But thankfully, that wasn't the case, where we can feel very confident about voting blue. It's a good day. But no, Tim, like, as much as I wanted Harris and Buttigieg, I don't think the country is ready yet for a black Indian woman president and a gay vice president. I think Tim Walz, on top of getting the Midwestern vote, like absolutely nailing down the Midwestern vote, he is the poster child of like someone you want to root for. No, this is the best it could have played out. Because there were 7 VPs that were in the running who were being vetted. Pete Buttigieg was probably number 8. Or not number 8, but he was of the 8. But people really weren't super confident that he would be chosen. He is rocking it as Secretary of Transportation. Keep him there. Keep him in the cabinet. Would love a Pete Buttigieg 2032 ticket. Would love it. I forget who initially sings the song, Jake. I'll be inconsolable if Kamala wins. I just can't believe in my lifetime I'm going to see a woman president. Agreed. Agreed. And now, before 2016 with Hillary, it was like, Trump, Hillary. Like, people weren't excited. People are so pumped for Kamala.
Please stand if you are able and welcome winners of 13 Grammy Awards and the biggest selling U.S. female group of all time.
Is that the Chicks?
The Chicks.
The Chicks! The Chicks of Dixie!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes
Why did they change their name? What does Dixie Chicks mean?
through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming,
Oh, it was after George Floyd.
and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in
Distancing from a name associated with the Confederate era South. That would make sense.
that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free
Why did you think Hillary Duff?
and the home?
You heard winner of 13 Grammys and you thought Hillary Duff? Doug! It's Doug! What's up, Doug? My boy. It's their anniversary today. It's starting to feel like we can actually start waving American flags and not have it be too Nazi-ish.
Please welcome Kerry Washington.
Wow. I know she's been pretty outspoken. I just didn't read that she was supposed to be here.
Welcome to the final night of the Democratic National Convention. The last 3 nights have been extraordinary, and tonight we hear from our next president, Kamala Harris.
Let's go.
Now, as I stand here here, I know that there are folks on social media already saying, go back to your TV show, shut up and act. But I am not here tonight as an actor. I am here as a mother, as a daughter, as a proud union member. I am here as the granddaughter of immigrants.
Nice.
As a black woman descended from enslaved people. I am here tonight because I am an American and because I am a voter. And because we, the people, are stronger when all our voices are heard.
Yes. Tell him.
Look, I know that I am the one standing on this stage, but I am not the lead character in this story. You are. All
me?
of you. You are the messengers. You are the fixers. Dare I say it, you are the Olivia Popes. You are the superheroes saving this democracy. It is you, not me, who have the greatest power to convince your loved ones to vote. So,
Everyone vote.
just like Michelle Obama told us, let's do something. Let's make a video. Everybody take out your phones.
Oh,
Everybody
brother.
take out your phones. We're gonna make a moment. Can somebody bring me my phone? I wanna capture this historic moment and share it with the people that we love. Oh,
I think you're also on Scandal. Talking to the microphone.
We're gonna take this video, guys. We're all gonna take it together. We're gonna post it to social media, text your friends, send this message out into the world. When I say when we fight, you're gonna say,
We win.
ready? Okay, let's record. We're recording. You ready, Tony?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, ready? When we fight,
We
we
win.
fight.
Oh, guys. Oh, man.
we
I didn't
fight.
press record.
Are
Yeah.
you ready for Kamala Harris to win? Good, because when Kamala wins, America wins.
Yeah, I'm going to sit this one out, too.
We did it! We did it, Joe! Thank you, Tony.
Oh, Carrie.
No, you gotta go.
You had us. You were doing so well.
Tony Goldwyn, ladies and gentlemen!
Where do I know him from?
Okay.
I feel like I know
so
him from like a
listen.
serious role.
It's come to my attention that there are some folks who struggle or pretend to struggle with the proper pronunciation of our future president's name.
Are we gonna do a pronounce along?
So, hear me out. Confusion is understandable. Disrespect is not. So tonight, we are going to help everyone get it right. Here to help me are some very special guests. Thank you, ladies. Can you tell us your names?
Hello, everybody. My name's Amara.
Hi,
My
Amara.
name is Leela, her little sister.
Hi, Leela, her
And
little
what
sister.
are you here to do?
To teach you how to say your auntie's name.
Okay. So, how do you pronounce it?
First, you say comma like a comma in a sentence. Then you say la like la 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 la.
Put it together, and it's 1, 2, 3, Kamala. All right, so let's practice. Let's practice.
Oh my God!
Everybody over here, say comma.
All right, no, we are. Is this child labor? That was my first question. Right as Sheep sent that. I'm not watching this. I'm not saying it, Jake. I'm not doing it. And if we were gonna do this, wouldn't we have done this on day one? And like, no one is sitting there like, I've been saying Camilla for the past 96 hours. Or for the past 4 years. I think that is a good, very family-friendly fuck you to anyone who willingly says Kamala or Oh, so it's Kamala, and so there's Kamala. Like, that's different. Kamala, yeah, Kamala is like Ms. Marvel. And then, no. Now I'm getting mixed up. Like, which I shouldn't be. I should have listened to them. I should have listened to them!
Hi, I'm Mina.
I'm Ella.
And I'm Helena.
I grew up in Oakland, California.
Yeah, Kamala is wrong. Kamala
In a
is
house
correct.
full of extraordinary women. My mom, my grandma, and my auntie, who showed me the meaning of service, helping her sister, a 17-year-old single mom, fighting for justice for the American people, and still cooking Sunday family dinner. She guided me, now she's guiding my own children, and I know she'll guide our country forward.
Kamala came into my life when I was 14. Famously a very easy time for a teenager.
She's great.
Like a lot of young
She's
people,
awesome.
I didn't always understand
Her and her
what I was
brother,
feeling.
Doug's
But no
kids,
matter what,
they're great.
Kamala was there for me. She was patient, caring, and always took me seriously. She's never stopped listening to me, and she's not gonna stop listening to all of us.
Did anyone see Gus Walls last night crying
Kamala
watching his
Harris
dad
is
accept the
my
nomination?
godmother.
My God.
To me, her advice means everything. Whether it's pursuing my passions, making an impact, or finding hope when the world doesn't feel so hopeful. She taught me that making a difference means giving your whole heart and taking action.
She's fighting for economic opportunity, LGBTQ+ equality, and reproductive freedom, because we are not going back.
She's fighting for social justice, health justice, environmental justice, and she isn't alone. We're all in this fight together.
So let's keep up the fight, let's keep up the joy.
And let's elect this extraordinary woman as our next president.
I'm gonna go live on TikTok as we're getting a bit closer to the nomination. I'll just go under Final Fantasy.
Please welcome actor and comedian D.L. Hughley.
Oh, hey, he's great.
Hey now, hey Chicago, how y'all doing? What's happening, California? Now, wait, where those AKAs at? Where they at? You
A
know
YouTube
what?
vertical stream just
In
went
3
down, I
months,
think.
Ain't gonna be no living with y'all. I can tell you this. I don't blame Donald Trump for not wanting to debate Kamala. I've been married to a black woman for 40 years and I ain't won one debate. I'm owing 93,000.
Can she
Now,
help
of
fix
course,
Destiny
Trump
2,
is
please? I
saying
want the
that
team
Kamala
back.
isn't black.
Yeah.
I guarantee you
If
this,
she promises
Kamala's been
Destiny
black
3,
a lot longer than Trump's been a Republican.
she has my vote.
And if he keeps sliding in the polls the way he is, the only way he can keep Kamala out of the White House is if he buys it and refuses to rent it to her.
Haha, I get that one, DL. Good one. I was told there'd be 14 content. Democrats explain.
Of course, Kamala's
There will
getting
be 14
broad
content
support. They got
potentially
black
later.
men for Kamala, white men for Kamala, Latinos and Asians for Kamala. They even have Republicans for Kamala.
It's true.
Republicans for Kamala. I guess Donald Trump will finally know what it's like when you get left for a younger woman.
Oh. Damn. Shit.
But seriously, Kamala knows the truth about the American dream, that hard work is not alone enough. Hard work alone is not enough to succeed. That you need access and information and opportunity. And she knows that some folks are often denied those very things. As president, she will give each and every one of us a fair shot in life.
Just have my TikTok stream over there. All right, we should be good.
But I have to admit, I didn't always believe that. I mean, if you told me the 15-year-old me would be on stage supporting a prosecutor and a teacher, there is no way that I would have believed you.
I don't know enough about him to think that's. I don't get it.
I made assumptions about Kamala's record, and I often repeated them to a lot of people. Then one day, Kamala invited me to her house. She put her hand on my shoulder, and she asked me to do some research, something I had never done, something a lot of people I know had never done before.
He's not making jokes. Stop laughing.
Without a single Google search. So I did what I should have done in the first place. I learned that she had done for us exactly what she promised to. I believe that your apology should be as loud as your accusation, and I'm here apologizing in front of the whole damn world.
I like that.
I am. I was wrong, and I'm so very glad I was wrong because, Kamala, you give me hope for the future, a future where my grandchildren, Nola and Stevie, had the freedom to control their own bodies, where they have the opportunity to go as far as their wits and their talents would take them. That future, ladies and gentlemen, is possible, but only if we elect Kamala Harris as the 47th President of the United States of America.
And we will.
I will say this to you. The best piece of advice I've ever gotten in my entire life is you don't have to know what you will do, just know what you won't. And we won't go back.
All right, that's the end of that. Oh God, Carrie's back. Shit.
The energy in this room is electric. And you can feel it everywhere, all over the country. In the coming weeks, I want us to find ways to maintain this energy and this joy and this commitment, because there will be days when the work ahead seems.
How much of a bad idea would it be to stream the DNC on Kick? My one and only Kick stream is watching the DNC. How supportive would my chat be? How wholesome would that Kick community be with me? Would that be good? Or would that be great? Those are the two options.
For the planet and for each other. We do this for justice.
Succeed.
Wanted to make sure we were actually live.
For the safety of our community.
Carrie. Okay, there we go.
Please welcome Genesee County, Michigan Sheriff Chris Swanson.
I will keep my ACAB talk to a minimum.
My job is to
I loved you in Terminator 2.
All people. In 2020, righteous anger spilled over into the streets of Flint, Michigan. One bad decision from either side, and there would have been bloodshed. But that didn't happen. We laid down our riot gear.
Blue, thank you for the follow on YouTube.
And instead of hate, we chose hope. On January 6th, the opposite occurred. That day was paved with division, deceit.
Hopefully the alerts will show up for any YouTube subscribers.
Police officers were attacked that day.
Can I pop them?
It could have been stopped.
Okay, they will pop. That's an old alert.
Who will embody
Blue, yours should pop up soon.
All three sides of my sheriff patrol cars: protect, serve, and unify. Kamala Harris is that leader. As a prosecutor, Kamala Harris protected us by putting violent criminals and sex offenders behind bars. If I was in a courtroom she's exactly the tough prosecutor that I'd want to see. As vice president,
I feel like he is a failed actor turned cop.
keeping us safer.
He is very comfortable on the mic.
Firsthand, where I come from,
He's got the overacting inflection.
As president, Kamala Harris will unify our country.
He's talking like Kerry.
She will bring us together because our country needs a leader who will go toe-to-toe with drug cartels and bullies.
Oh, he ate with that one.
One who has already
And
taken
bullies
the oath,
with the point.
raised her right hand to advocate for the people. I can tell you in 2020, we were able to turn a protest into a peaceful movement by walking together. One city,
like that
one
Pepsi
community,
commercial.
and one country.
Who's that? Kylie Jenner hands the Pepsi to the SWAT team, and then they all hold hands.
Let's walk. Let's walk together, and let's elect Kamala Harris and turn hate into hope yet again. Thank you.
I don't mean to be rude, but I feel like this is what I think of when someone says they sound stereotypically American. You and us both.
We were contemplating adopting, and then out of nowhere, I got pregnant. Jordan was so much fun as a child.
When all of a sudden...
Oh my God, somebody's shooting!
3 of those rounds he aimed at Jordan. Jordan didn't deserve to die that way.
Reports of an active shooter at a high school.
These students have now lived through so many of these shootings since they were born almost.
We were praying and crying. I don't know how we're alive.
Yeah, this is fucked.
An active shooter at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. Multiple children have been killed.
Most of the body's so mutilated that only DNA test or green Converse could identify.
Trump did nothing on guns and was proud of it.
There was great pressure on me. We did nothing.
After a mass shooting in Iowa, Trump said,
I have to get over it.
"You never get over it." Kamala Harris and Joe Biden refused to get over it. As district attorney, she got illegal guns off the street. As attorney general, she took on transnational crime rings and stopped guns.
Yeah, I saw someone say Trump got shot a month and a half ago, and nobody's talking about it anymore. Like, what's being done about it? And everyone's like, we sent our thoughts and prayers. You wanted more? Oh, if you wanted more, just do something about it. I do feel like, I am not defending Trump. I do feel like some of those quick edits were taken out of context, other than the "we have to get over it." The one before that, which was, I forget what he even said, it was like a 0.5 second clip, feels like it was taken out of context.
When I worked for Everytown
Please
for gun
welcome
safety.
Georgia Representative Lucy McBath.
Oh. That's okay. That's all right.
When I worked for Everytown for gun safety and moms demand action for gun sense in America.
The spotlight show was on her. I don't blame her for wanting to speak.
I saw firsthand the power of telling our stories. You've just heard mine, but there are many more to tell.
On December 14th, 2012,
Okay.
I walked into Sandy Hook School. I stopped at the office, chatted with my principal, then started my day with my second graders. Suddenly, a loud crash, like metal folding chairs falling. 154 gunshots blaring. Hiding in the coats, trying to sing with my students, trying to read to them, trying to drown out the sounds. Terror, crying, running. I carry that horrific day with me. 20 beautiful first grade children and 6 of my beautiful colleagues were killed. They should still be here.
True. Yeah, that shit was awful. That will shake you. It just, even revisiting that, it's awful.
At Robb Elementary in Uvalde. The school is recognizing my 10-year-old daughter, Lexi, for receiving all A's. She receives a Good Citizen Award, and we pose for photos. She wears a St. Mary's sweatshirt and a smile that lights up the room. 30 minutes later, a gunman murders her, 18 classmates, and 2 teachers. We are taken to a private room where police tell us she isn't coming home. Uvalde.
Thank you for the likes on TikTok.
News. Parents everywhere reach for their children. I reach out for the daughter I will never hold again.
You still hear about how bad the cops were in Uvalde? Yeah, no excuse for that. I know some people who went through school shootings, even if you make it out, the trauma stays. Yes.
Patrice was 22. She
After
drove
this,
to Myrtle Beach
1 second.
for sun and fun and motorcycle parades. Hours later, my phone rang. Shooting on the beach. No one can find Sandy. I stayed calm. You see, my mother, Patricia Ann, had been shot and killed by an abusive partner. I was calm then too. I got to handling business. I called relatives, the police, hospitals, and I kept calling, voice steady, heartbeat pulsing. Then I was connected to the coroner. 10 years of waiting, and Sandy's murder is still unsolved. I'll keep calling, and I'll keep fighting.
This is awful. Needs to be said. Shit sucks here.
I was in high school when my classmate got shot. It changed my story. Instead about worrying about taking a test, I started worrying about living to take another test. They say schools are for learning, and I did learn a lot that day. I learned how to run, how to hide and drop, that what happens in the news can happen to me. But I learned something else too, that we can write and must write a new story if we choose to.
Are stories of loss. But make no mistake, our losses do not weaken us. They strengthen our resolve.
Maybe it's a good thing the drum line went on earlier.
We will secure safer futures that we all deserve.
I don't know who's going to follow this up.
We will organize. We will advocate. We will run for office.
It better not be Kerry.
And we will join with Americans from small towns and big cities to keep our communities safe.
No, Jake, not Beyonce, not single ladies.
And we will elect leaders like Kamala Harris, who won't just empathize, but will act.
Have you guys heard about the hyper-realistic shooter drills that schools will do? They will have police, like local police, come into the schools with fake guns, firing blanks to simulate a real shooter situation as a drill, and they will not tell the students that it's happening. So they think that they're gonna die. And then they say, oh, haha, you guys did great locking down your classrooms. Some of them, yeah, like they're either blanks or rubber bullets, sandbags, whatever. Like they will come in and pretend to be like assailants. It's fucked. We're all smiles now, baby.
I'm Gabby Gifford. I was born in the great state
This
of
is an
Arizona.
This is an incredible story. She got shot like 12 years ago.
I was born with grit. I grew up racing motorcycles, mucking stalls, and exploring the beautiful desert. I fell for an astronaut.
Yeah, he's Mark Kelly. He's an astronaut. He's a senator. He's awesome. He was potentially a VP pick.
Congress from a swing district. Everybody called me a rising star. Then on January 8th, 2011, a man tried to assassinate me. He shot 19 people. He killed 6. Terrible, terrible day. I almost
believe
died.
she was a
But
congresswoman.
I fought for my life, and I survived.
Yeah, I remember that story was
I
huge.
learned to walk again, one step at a time. I learned to talk again, one word at a time. So many people helped me as I worked hard to recover, including a decent man for Delaware who always checked in. He still does. Thank you, Joe Biden. Thank you for everything.
She's speaking incredibly well.
Joe is a great president. My friend Kamala will be a great president. She is tough. She has
Yeah,
grit.
Arizona State Representative from
Kamala
2001 to 2003,
the gun
2007 to
lobby.
2012.
She can fight gun trafficking.
Oh, in the 8th District in 2012, but state representative,
Kamala
yeah.
stood up to Wall Street and the drug company. She will protect abortion access. She will defend our freedom. She saved lives. Join me in voting for Kamala Harris. Bravo!
Well, this makes me happy. Gabby, please. Not Jerry, Jesus.
I had the honor of meeting Vice President Harris when I got to introduce her when she spoke at my high school.
So I want to touch on what Sheep said a little bit. First, about the guy who sounded stereotypically American. I feel like this whole thing must be very strange. This 4-day conference where America's just kind of sucking their own dick. But this is our turn. And then the Republicans, the other political party, got to suck their own dicks for 4 days a couple of months ago. Like a month and a half, 2 months ago. That's really all this is. It is a bit more important this time around for this Democratic convention because they just recently replaced the nominee from Joe Biden to Kamala Harris. So it is a bit different. There's a lot more hope. This would not be as energetic or anything like that, or as joyful if it was just Joe. It would be like, we have to defeat Trump. We have to defeat Trump, blah, 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 blah. Is that Pink?
We're searchlights we can see in the dark. We are rockets pointed up at the stars.
I'll turn this down a little bit. And they broke Grindr. Yeah. I forget where the RNC was held, but Grindr broke because of how many closeted Republicans were jumping on the apps. Can I find the picture? I saved something on my phone a couple days ago. Where is it? One, yeah. Oh. Turn this up a little bit. There it is. Yeah. Oh, it's so true. They're the ones who want to take rights away, but oh, they travel to a new city. Ooh. Things get a little spicy and they break Grindr. It's not as strange as you would think, but it still is. But because I spent so much of my high school, university years on YouTube watching people from the US, I feel like I'm the middle ground, if that makes any sense. That totally makes sense. And I'm not saying this is like a 1000% foreign concept. I was just saying, like, as you were coming in saying like, oh, this feels like that guy sounded stereotypically American. I know a lot of this would probably come across as stereotypically American. It is kind of not as normal as it would come across. But people are just feeling extra patriotic lately for the first time in years. Also, if we want to be real, my place is super fucked that I engage in overseas politics instead. Probably, yeah, not a bad thing. I can't speak on anything. I'm not going to pretend that I know. But I have heard. Yeah, this is very rare for this side of the aisle to feel fairly good about what's going on. Yeah, watching this from the outside, it's probably like an episode of Jerry Springer. UK, good second choice, absolutely agree. And the shit that just went down in France, where they just elected out the far right. Ooh, you'll love to see it.
Depend on the leadership of the United States of America. And a strong America remains indispensable to the world. Our democratic ideals of freedom and liberty inspire billions, and our military is the strongest in the world. Our military is a force.
I just shared the anti-gay politician meme in Discord.
Global stability and our national security.
Please welcome Arizona Senator Mark Kelly.
I'm glad that they let his wife go first. They're playing Fly Me to the Moon. Well on the nose there, huh?
Hello, Democrats.
Hello.
So, President Obama had to follow Michelle. I had to follow Gabby and Pink. Gabby amazes me every single day. She was able to walk out and address you tonight because she's a fighter.
Oh my God, yeah, the My Pillow guy.
And thanks
Mike Lindell.
to a team of doctors, nurses, and especially her speech therapist.
I've heard Mark Kelly is awesome.
We
That
all
he is
need
just
a
so cool.
team. I've flown into space 4 times.
Brag about it.
I've flown into combat nearly 40 times. Not once did I do that by myself. It took a team to accomplish a mission. It always does. I flew in the Navy during the first Gulf War. America rallied our allies to kick out a tyrant who invaded a neighbor. Today, Vladimir Putin.
I bet you'd never spent 200 hours on a failed Amazon game called New World. Is New World still operating?
Iran, North Korea.
I feel like I never hear about it.
and
Hence,
especially China,
failed Amazon
watch
game.
Closely. What's Trump's answer? He invited Russia to do, and these are his words, not mine.
Always got to quote him.
Whatever the hell they want.
I think what bothers me too is when you start seeing pictures of Trump back in the day, shaking hands with Putin, saluting Kim Jong-un.
For Ukraine.
No, Kim Jong-il. Who's... I should know this.
And for the Ukrainian people. On the Senate
Jong-un.
Intelligence
Okay.
Committee,
Yeah.
she investigated Russian interference in our election. She defends free.
New World is still
fair
$40?
elections everywhere.
Jesus.
You already know how Trump feels about those. Donald Trump skipped his intelligence briefings. He was too busy sucking up to dictators.
I thought he was just going to stop at
dreaming
sucking.
of becoming one himself.
That draft dodging
Trump
fuck.
thinks that Americans who have made the ultimate sacrifice are suckers and losers. If we fall for that again and make him the commander-in-chief, the only suckers would be us. Kamala Harris knows that standing with our allies means standing up for Americans. She'll keep modernizing our military to support our troops and to support our veterans like our next Vice President, Tim Walz.
Yes. I'm just checking Twitter to see if we have any updates on who the rest of the speakers are going to
The
be.
world laughs at Trump, literally.
True.
But folks, it is not funny. When he was president, that meant the world was laughing at us. The threats we face are too serious. The sacrifices our service members make are too sacred. The alliances we've spent decades building are too critical. That's what's at stake now.
Is there a chance Jimmy Carter shows up tonight?
Close. But in Arizona,
A lot of people are saying if it's not Taylor Swift or Beyonce, it's either going to be like a Republican president like George Bush. I think he would be the only one.
We'll win
or Jimmy Carter.
The same way we launch rockets into space and land fighter jets on
Yeah,
an
George
aircraft
W. is the
carrier
only
as
living
one team
Republican
on
president
one
or
mission.
ex-president.
State by state, voter by voter, coming together. No country is
Imagine
better
if Mike
than ours
Pence
at
came
solving
out-
big problems. So,
Came
on
out to
November 5th,
endorse Kamala
let's prove
Harris.
that America is still the leader the world needs today.
I think Jimmy Carter could be next president, definitely old enough. He only served one term.
Now, Kamala Harris.
Jimmy Carter only served one term.
Thank
He
you.
is eligible to be president. He did openly say, and I quote, I am only trying to make it to age 100 and live to January so I can vote for Kamala in this election. He's 99.
My fellow Americans, I'm proud to have served in the
Kamala
Army,
declines being president. RFK drops from the ceiling and accepts the next plot twist. RFK is addressing the nation tomorrow and
Director,
is most likely going to drop out and endorse Trump tomorrow. RFK and his running mate have both reached out or have both talked about dropping out, and RFK has called both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump for leverage for an endorsement in exchange for a cabinet position. The Harris campaign ignored all of his calls.
at night.
They didn't give him an ounce of their time. And so naturally, of course, he's going to endorse Trump tomorrow. But he tried really hard. That brain-eating worm really thought that they had a
Because
chance.
Nobody attacks our country and gets away with it. Nobody. That's what our warriors do. That's what our warriors do. Our warriors
Also,
need
someone came into my
a
TikTok
tough,
stream,
cool-headed
and their
commander-in-chief
username is just "you fucking
defend
cunt"
our democracy
and tagged my name,
and terrorists.
and that's it. And then they
need
left.
Kamala Harris behind the
All right, man.
check.
Thanks, dude. That was a long time ago, so I wanted to wait for them to leave.
She knows.
But I was like, all right, man. But like, I see your actual username because you have a display name and a username, and his username's Dancing Frog Da Best. What are you, 7?
She worked with more than
I should
150
VIP that
world
guy.
leaders.
I should VIP you fucking
She's
cunt.
looked our
Okay.
allies in the eye and said,
Leon, I'm sorry.
"America
I have been talking
has your
over you.
back." Trump would abandon our allies and isolate
How
America.
rude of me.
We tried that in the 1930s. It was foolish and dangerous then, and it's foolish and dangerous now.
Yeah, I don't think he has said anything that we haven't already heard over the past 3 days. And this is going to go until 11 Eastern, which means we have an hour and 10 minutes for this to really ramp up, for Taylor Swift to put on a mini Eras Tour performance, 4 costume changes, Kamala to drop from the ceiling or spring from this floor like Rey Mysterio,
They can do whatever the hell they want.
and then the ending prayer, which we will
Kamala
stop
Harris
watching.
tells tyrants, the hell you can, not on my watch. She's worked with President Zelensky to fight back.
I want to sleep, but I need to know. I'm invested now. I am too. I will say 3% chance it's Taylor Swift.
Protects
Maybe even less. I even thought about like naming my stream, if Taylor Swift shows up, I'll shave my beard. Or if Taylor Swift shows up tonight, I will play every Paw Patrol game on stream.
The service and sacrifice of our military.
Do I do that?
Our fallen veterans.
Do I say that I will
not suckers. They are
play every Paw Patrol game?
They are
Paw Patrol,
heroes.
Bluey, the other Peppa Pig game.
Kamala Harris will honor our veterans. And in Tim Walz,
a Bluey speed run.
Vice President who has served in uniform.
I know a few of you guys saw my tweet on X, the everything app, saying that I just spilled water all over my Steam Deck. My Stream Deck, sorry. Cool.
It is a moment of danger.
Oh, man. Well, I hope that's not broken.
She'll keep America's military the strongest in the world,
I tweeted that the Peppa Pig speedrun VOD on YouTube is my most watched stream VOD on YouTube. Someone keeps watching that for like an hour at a time.
Thank you. Immigrants in camps.
That I was... Oh, no, that should be it. Thank you. That one napkin was doing the heavy lifting, so thank you.
Every president.
I know.
Every president since World War II, Republican and Democrat.
Like, my watch time for the Peppa Pig speedrun keeps going up by like multiple hours each month. And it'll say like, oh, average watch time this session, 90 minutes. I'm like, are you serious?
Every president.
Guess I gotta give the people what they want.
But one. So we face a critical choice. To vote for someone who stands with our military and stands up for democracy, or someone who will disrespect our heroes and undermine our democracy. My fellow Americans, there is only one choice. One choice. And let me tell you something. When she takes her oath of office, as she will this January, our allies will cheer, our enemies will fear, and we will have a commander-in-chief that we can trust. God bless our veterans, and God bless our country.
I'm muted. Shit. Oh, it must have been from when I was cleaning. Oh, hey. I said it's Shannon. Oh my God. Sky Swift waiting room. How much have I missed? Not much. There are rumors that Taylor Swift shows up at the DNC tonight, and we were concocting ideas on what I will do if she shows up. I said that I might shave my beard, which I don't want to do. Oh my God. Hey guys, thank you so much, Shannon, for the 67-month resub. Thank you so much.
My mom raised us alone.
It is so good to see you. How have you been? Hope you've been doing so well.
I worked every job I could. Meat packing, construction, making
Supermarket Simulator? I will just play Supermarket Simulator for fun. I have it downloaded. I just haven't played it yet.
Other kids were happy because they were at Harvard.
Life has been bananas. What's been going on? I'm a married woman. Okay, I saw that you changed your last name on Instagram, and I was like, when did that happen? I didn't notice when the change switched over.
Ran out. We saw some of the heaviest.
Congratulations. I shouldn't just be like, when, why? Congratulations, that's amazing. I eloped on April 11th. Well, that is awesome. I'm very happy for you guys. It was my most favorite secret. That sounds so fun. Well, good for you. I'm very happy to hear that. I was very surprised when I saw the name change, but very happy.
Veteran and Buckeye who relies on the VA for his medication. For the Afghan veteran in Pittsburgh.
I want to make sure we're live still. Yeah, okay, we're good.
PTSD. For the Marine in Milwaukee who relies on the benefits she earned. For my Navajo brothers.
I did say that I might tattoo lavender haze on my forehead, but I didn't think that would fly with
Harris and Tim Walz
anybody.
are fighting for them. Kamala Harris has delivered more benefits to more veterans than ever before, and has achieved the lowest.
So we have an hour and 5 minutes until this wraps up. Realistically, about 50 minutes, because Harris is going to give her acceptance speech. They've been doing prayers called, or benedictions each night, which we don't need to watch.
On both sides of the aisle, and he stands with us too. In fact, let me introduce you to some of the many Democrats who understand.
Oh yeah, I was starting with divorce papers.
Because we put country over politics. We were proud to wear the uniform. And we're proud of serving our countries in city halls, state capitals, the U.S. House, and the Senate. These veterans represent the best of our country. We stand united as veterans, Democrats, and patriots to fight for everyone who serves.
Mark Kelly just made his 3rd appearance.
But politicians,
he is trying to eat up as much stage time as possible. He's like, I've gone to space 4 times. I can at least get 5 visits to the DNC stage today. He's trying to break some record.
John McCain was an American hero. Show some respect. Trump's Project 2025 will slash veteran benefits.
How many more times do you think we're going to see Mark Kelly?
To close across the nation. Show some respect. So, for the 18-year-old who decides to enlist,
at least one more time, I would love one more Mark Kelly appearance.
For our troops stationed thousands of miles away, for my Marines of Lima Company, let's elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, who don't just respect our service.
He's the surprise speaker. He's the one who wheels out 99-year-old Jimmy Carter.
We can sleep at night.
Because someone's gotta.
The reason we can dream.
Mark Kelly is the kid in elementary school where the teacher said, oh, I need a big strong man to lift all of these folding chairs. And he's like, I got it. And he holds 10 folding chairs under his arms. It's like, all right, Mark, you're gonna go to space. You can lift a lot of chairs. Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Bring the drum line back. DJ Cassidy, I hear you with that non-copyright music. It sounds like, not Stevie Ray Vaughan, but like, it sounds like one of those 70s rock knockoffs. My God, Waka Flocka Flame.
Please welcome Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
That's an ovation. Are we supposed to know her? I guess so. I say just bring
Gretchen Whitmer.
Bring out Lil Jon again. Or Sean Astin.
They call me governor. But in Detroit, they call me Big Gretch.
Big Gretch.
Donald Trump called me that woman from Michigan as an insult.
She wants Big Gretch to catch on.
Of honor.
That is a self given name.
Like women across America, we just
That's like if I told you guys, like, yeah, everyone in high school called me Ace. And so if you guys want to call me Ace, go ahead. And everyone's like, no.
I joined the sandwich generation. Sandwiched between working and raising my newborn and caring for my mom, who was dying from brain cancer.
Emma! Whoa!
It was hard, but not
Whoa!
extraordinary. It's like
Cease!
those nights reminded me who I was fighting for. People just trying to make it.
Everyone in high school called me
Kamala
Stinky.
Harris knows who she's fighting for.
In
too.
an endearing way? Yes?
She took care of her mom, who also battled cancer.
Maybe?
As president,
Everyone
she'll fight
shut
to
up!
lower the cost of
Big
healthcare
Gretch is
and
talking.
eldercare for every family. She's lived a life like ours. She knows us.
Oh,
Donald Trump doesn't know
brother,
you.
this guy stinks!
You think he understands that when your car breaks down, you can't get to work?
Jesus.
No. His first word was probably chauffeur.
Oh, we got a
You
comedian.
think he's ever had to take items out of the cart before
Ooh,
checking out?
fancy pants Rich McGee over here.
Hell, you think he's ever been to a grocery store? That's what the chauffeur is for.
I know you weren't talking about Big Gretch.
But Kamala Harris, she gets us. She sees us. She is us. Look, we've all lived through a lot of history over the past few years.
She sees you.
Floods and fires, an attempted coup, a plot, and a pandemic. It's exhausting. We don't know what the next 4 years will bring.
No, I'm on the right, but I'm not like on the no.
Through it all, your life won't stop. You're gonna have to get to work, pick up the kids, and pay your bills. And then one day,
I don't pay bills.
just trying to get everyone out the door, a news alert goes off. Something happened. Something hit the fan. You'll ask, is my family gonna be okay? And then you'll ask, who the hell is in charge? What if it's him? What
Slow down a little bit more.
It's that man from Mar-a-Lago. I know, in a crisis, we need someone strong enough to come up with a plan
Like injecting bleach.
and to bring people together. Right now, before the crisis, is when we get to choose. Why wouldn't we choose the leader who's tough,
Speaking of crisis,
tested,
monkeypox.
and
Take it seriously.
a total
Mask up.
badass?
We just bought masks. COVID is on the rise. Be safe, especially as we head into the winter. Be safe.
I know who I want as our commander-in-chief. America, let's choose Kamala Harris.
Thank you, Big Gretch.
Please welcome actress, director, and philanthropist, Eva Longoria.
What are you doing here again? I love that redemption.
Hello, Chicago!
I think she's from Chicago.
I am so excited.
No, she's
to
from
be here
Texas.
Tonight. What an honor to be part of this historic moment, and y'all are part of it.
I was trying to think of during the roll call on Tuesday what state that she announced from.
And she comes from a family a lot like mine, and I'm sure a lot like yours. We were both raised knowing that no one was going to hand us anything, especially as women. That we were going to have to touch every rung of the ladder to get ahead. We were going to have to work really hard. Now, she worked at McDonald's, but I worked at Wendy's. And
Did she work at McDonald's? I know she was saying Doug worked at McDonald's. Employee of the month, by the way.
Able to see beyond the horizon because our families supported our big dreams. Well, guess what? As Americans, we're all part of one big family. Somos familia.
I don't speak French.
Familia, we have to have each other's back. We have to support each other's dreams because Kamala's success is our success. And she supports us to dream big too. So let me tell you, in the Latino community, in our community, we have a saying, sí se puede, which means yes. It means yes, we can. But tonight, I'm here to tell you.
I took 5 years of Spanish. I could not have. I could. No, it means.
When someone asks you, is she ready to lead this country forward? We're going to say, she se puede. When
Shouldn't it be ella se puede?
Qualified for the job, we're going to say, she se puede.
That's what I remember.
When somebody asks, is she going to be the first female president of the United States? We're going to say, she
Biblioteca! Yeah.
We're going to decide this election. And let me tell you, the energy tonight isn't just here in Chicago, it's all across the country. People are gathered at watch parties everywhere to celebrate Kamala Harris.
Oh, look at all the Spanish in my chat. Oh, how diverse we are.
Yes. All right. We know how to work, so let's get to work. Let's turn all of this enthusiasm and joy into action between now and November 5th. Let's go. She se puede. She se
Yeah. Unknown on YouTube. How's it going? Hello, hello.
Please welcome former Illinois Republican Representative Adam Kinzinger.
Why'd you say ew Valorant?
Hey, good evening. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, lawyer I've seen on Law and Order.
And I am proud to be in the trenches with you as part of this sometimes awkward alliance that we have to defend truth, defend democracy, and decency. I was just a kid when I was drawn to the party of Ronald Reagan, to his vision of a strong America, the shining city on a hill. I was a Republican for 12 years in Congress, and I still hold on to the label. I never thought I'd be here, but listen, you never thought you'd see me here, did you? But
what are you doing here?
I've learned something about the Democratic Party, and I want to let my fellow Republicans in on the secret. The Democrats are as patriotic as us.
Okay. All right. All right, Alex.
They love this country just as much as we do. And they are as eager to defend American values at home and abroad as we conservatives have ever been.
A surprising amount of conservatives, representatives, Senate members showing up at the DNC this week.
About my party too. Something I couldn't ignore. The Republican Party is no longer conservative. It has switched its allegiance from the principles that gave it purpose to a man whose only purpose is himself. Donald Trump is a weak man pretending to be strong.
Okay. All right, now we're talking. Let him cook.
He is a small man pretending to be big. He's a
Did we see the
thankless
Obama
man
small dick joke?
pretending to be righteous. He's a perpetrator
Gavin!
who can't stop playing the victim. He puts on, listen, he puts on quite a show, but there is no real strength there. As a conservative and a veteran, I believe true strength lies in defending the vulnerable. It's in protecting
Obama's
their
hung like a
family.
horse.
It's in standing up
Sorry,
for
is that
our
weird?
Constitution and our democracy. That is
Sorry,
the
I'm
soul
not
of
trying to be
being a
weird.
conservative. It used to be the soul of being a Republican, but Donald Trump has suffocated the soul of the Republican Party. His fundamental weakness has coursed through my party like an illness, sapping our strength.
I have been thinking about this. When
Whipping us into a fever that is
the other
untethered
guy,
us from our values.
when Trump,
Our democracy was frayed by the
when
events
he
of
dies,
January 6th.
like what
As
happens
Donald Trump's
to this
deceit and
party?
dishonor led to a siege on the United States Capitol.
Like they're just
day,
gonna fall
I
apart.
stood
They're
witness
never
to
gonna
a
win
profound
another
the
presidential
desecration of our
election
sacred tradition
in
of
like
peaceful transition of
another
power,
12, 16
tarnished
years.
by a man too fragile, too vain, and too weak to accept defeat.
And you yelled at me. I'm sorry I yelled at you.
How can a party claim to be patriotic if it idolizes a man who tried to overthrow a free and fair election? How can a party claim to stand for
I think it was
liberty
because
if
it was directed
sees
at
a
me,
fight
where I'm
for
like, oh,
freedom in
whoa, hey.
Ukraine, an attack pitting tyranny against democracy, a challenge to everything our nation claims
But yeah,
to be.
seriously, when Trump dies, and he is old, so like he is not going to live to 100, I'll put it that way. What happens? Who is even remotely close to number 2?
His running mate who said, quote, "I don't care what happens in Ukraine."
Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Yeah, and he wants to be
Even
vice
then, like
president.
half of her party despises
How
her.
can a party claim to be conservative when it tarnishes the gifts
JD Vance,
that our forebears
nobody
fought
likes
for?
him.
Men like my grandfather, who served in World War II, who believed in a cause bigger than himself. and
There's
risked
no
his life
John McCain's
forward
left.
behind enemy lines.
Oh, BJ
Preserve
Bobert.
American
Oh,
democracy.
no.
His generation found the courage
I was
to
going to say
face
George,
down
drag
armies.
queen George Santos, but
we're asked to
he
do
got kicked
is to
out and
summon
he's
the
going to
courage to
jail for a
stand
long
up to
time.
One weak man. Some have questioned.
I don't know if Pence has a career anymore.
Stand I have. The answer is really simple.
He almost died, and I think he's like, yeah, I'm done.
Must put country first.
I'm talking over this guy a lot.
And tonight,
He's saying a lot of good things.
And tonight, as a Republican speaking before you, I'm putting our country first. Because the fact is, I do belong here. I know Kamala Harris shares my allegiance to the rule of law, the Constitution, and democracy. And she is dedicated to upholding all three in service to our country. Whatever policies we disagree on pale in comparison with those fundamental matters of principle, of decency, and of fidelity to this nation. Listen, to my fellow Republicans, if you still pledge allegiance to those principles, I suspect you belong here too.
Ooh,
because
so come on over.
Because democracy knows no party. It's a living, breathing ideal that defines us as a nation. It's the bedrock that separates us from tyranny, and when that foundation is fractured, we must all stand together, united, to strengthen it.
Atta boy.
If you think those principles are worth defending, then I urge you, make the right choice. Vote for our bedrock values and vote for Kamala Harris. God bless you.
Attaboy. No one's gonna make fun of anyone for jumping over to the other team. Nothing like that. No, I told you so's.
Please welcome lawyer, policy advocate, and sister of the vice president, Maya Harris.
Oh, okay. It's the ultimate I got back on my boyfriend vibe if Pence goes. Yeah, he's like, oh, you tried to kill me? I'm taking office now.
In 1958, a 19-year-old from India left the only country she'd ever known to chart her own path in America. She came here to pursue an education, but she stayed here to build a life. Her name was Dr. Shamala Gopalan Harris.
Oh, so the entire family took...
But we called her Mommy.
Never mind.
Mommy was so many things to so many people. A civil rights activist, a scientist, a devoted mother to her 2 little girls. But most of all, Mommy was a trailblazer who defied the odds and defined herself. And when it came to Kamala and me, Mommy had great expectations for us.
For a second, I thought that she might have been keeping her, like the women in the family had been keeping the last name, but no, that wasn't the case.
We could be and do anything. And we believed her. You see, Mommy understood the power and the possibility.
I think you could stop calling her Mommy.
That come with knowing and showing who you truly are. She knew we could be the authors of our own stories, just as she'd been the author of her own. Mommy's journey.
You could just say my mother.
Opportunity that she wanted for Kamala and me. That's a
Kamala and I.
distinctly American story.
Sorry, no, not my place. I'm not trying to mansplain basic grammar.
We all have different histories, different struggles, or different perspectives. But what binds us together is the fervent desire to be free, to fulfill our God-given potential. Kamala's entire life has been about fighting
She looks just
for
like
each
her.
of us to have that freedom.
And I've seen pictures of their mother. They all look so much alike.
Kamala knows what it's like to be underestimated and be counted out. She knows what it's like to be the underdog and yet still beat the odds. And now, she has created so much electricity,
Yes.
so much optimism,
Yes.
so much joy
Yes.
throughout the nation, and it is why we need her leadership in this historic moment.
Sorry. I don't know why that keeps happening.
We are living in a time when some are trying to divide us, to separate us in ways that make it difficult for us to come together. Well, look, my sister rejects that view. Where others push darkness, Kamala sees promise. Where others feel detachment, Kamala fosters connection. Where others want to drag us back to the past, my sister says, hold up now, we are not going back.
We are not going back. Man, to see that first rally where like she says that and everyone starts chiming in and they're like, she immediately recognizes that she had just found her campaign slogan. Like it was really cool to see.
She knows the measure of our
Sorry.
success isn't just winning an election. It's about who we bring along and lift up in the process.
Elizabeth, hello. How's it going on YouTube? Hello,
And so
hello.
As I look out at all of you today and take in this incredible moment, I
Sorry.
so wish that Mommy could be here tonight. I can just see her smiling, saying how proud she is of Kamala. And then, without missing a beat, she say, that's enough. You got work to do.
Sorry, I'm just reformatting a few of my windows. We're good.
She would tell all of us to roll up our sleeves.
Halved over while running in 14. That's okay. Welcome back.
A leader who sees the potential in each of us.
Sakumo, hello on YouTube. How's it going?
All of us.
Welcome in. Welcome.
A leader who fights for every one of us. Our Democratic nominee, my big sister, the next president of the United States,
yes,
Kamala Harris.
Yes. Tell her. Tell him. We got 40 minutes left. How long is the Beyonce concert?
Please welcome North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper.
I want to check Twitter, see if anyone has any leads on if this is actually, or if anything special is actually happening.
The last guy standing between you.
Wasn't Pink, was it?
We're all waiting for. So I'm going to get right to it. All week, you've heard stories about my friend.
Hutch just tweeted 2 speakers left.
Behind the scenes of one of them. 2011 was
2 speakers left, standing back and standing by.
Hundreds of thousands were losing their homes to illegal foreclosure. I was Attorney General in North Carolina, while Kamala had just become California's. All the AGs were close to a settlement with the big banks. And it was a
2
pretty
speakers
good deal.
left. Very interesting.
It would have meant $4 billion for California families who'd been ripped off. I know that sounds like a lot, but Kamala said, hang on a minute. I've met these families.
I'm not seeing anything
I know
else.
what they've been through, and they
Interesting.
deserve more. She went
There's a Taylor Swift waiting room. I'm new here, sorry. We are waiting to see if Taylor Swift shows up at this convention, at the Democratic National Convention. There are rumors that she might. There are small rumors that either her or Beyonce might be showing up.
And we all know what happened. The banks caved. That $4 billion for California families became $20 billion.
Cooper to announce Taylor, to announce Beyonce, to announce Harris.
I witnessed Kamala.
I think you're on to something.
And what I saw was a leader who does exactly what she says she's going to do, who never will settle for less. America, we got a lot of big fights ahead of us. And we've got one hell of a fighter ready to take them on.
If Taylor Swift is the surprise guest at the DNC, I will. What should I say in my tweet? What should I say?
I want the American people to know.
I will do a
Even if you don't agree
subathon.
with her on everything, Kamala Harris will fight for you.
I already said show taint. I've already used that one. That one's spent. I can't do that anymore.
Kamala will fight for you.
Watch My Little Pony. Oh God.
Better schools for their kids.
Oh no.
For workers worried about a secure retirement for themselves.
Show Squissy.
Kamala will fight
Shame.
for you.
Silence.
For any one of our allies. Anywhere
Wasn't expecting my morning at work to be emotional / motivating and inspiring. That is what we are here for, baby.
Kamala will fight for you. And when she fights, we win.
Yeah.
Kamala's ready.
Let's feel it.
Ready. The question is, are we? Are we going to stand up and fight for Kamala?
Oh, Nancy
like
Pelosi's
she'll
hanging
stand
on
up
by
and
a
fight
thread.
for us?
It is 4 hours past her bedtime.
If you're ready, my home state of North Carolina, stand up. Stand up, Pennsylvania. Stand up, Michigan. Stand up, Wisconsin.
Are they
Stand
doing
up,
something
Georgia.
here?
Stand up, Nevada. Stand up, Arizona.
Are you going to list
Stand
every
up,
state?
America.
Okay.
Are we going to stand up? Are we going to fight? Are we going to vote?
Yes!
Are we gonna win?
Oh, the voice crack! That's how you know he means it.
Let's go get him.
Oh, it's a good day in America. They were playing Shake It Off before the convention started today, by the way.
It was the kind of place where your neighbor would look after you when school let out.
I didn't say that earlier. They were playing Shake It Off as people were filling up the arena.
It's where Kamala Harris learned what it means to be in the middle class.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote so hard.
She was raised by
I'm gonna stuff the voting machines with as many votes as I possibly can just to drive home the win.
Of our mother, the fighting spirit
I'll vote
of our mother,
in 3 different states.
Compassion.
I'll vote 100
5
times.
feet tall. If you met her, you would have thought she was 7 feet tall. And our mother, if I'd ever come home complaining about
I'm joking.
anything, she wouldn't
Legally,
have
I'm
it.
joking.
The first thing she'd say is,
Voter
well,
fraud
just stop the complaining.
in
Just tell me
Minecraft.
what you're going to do about it.
And since she was a young girl, Kamala Harris has been fighting for families like the ones she grew up with.
That is Kamala. She can't help herself.
Have you seen that video of all of those old people sitting at the casino just tapping those slot machines? There's like 50 of them, and all they're doing, they're just zombies tapping the slot machines. That's gonna be me at my voting machine
Now,
in November.
As a courtroom prosecutor, she went after predators who targeted women and children.
Yeah, the same people who say that the iPad kids are zombies.
And she put dangerous gang members and human traffickers behind bars.
We didn't have partnerships with DOJ or FBI or DEA or any of those law enforcement agencies. Now, we all work collaboratively.
Again, surprising amount of Republicans showing up here. And
how we do
whole time,
in America.
Kamala is up now 1 point in North Carolina.
Attorney General of California.
North Carolina, which seemed like a Trump lock, she just is above him in the polls, which is within the margin of error.
One of the largest for-profit colleges.
Still is in the margin of error. Nothing is locked in,
She fought for her constituents
but she's above.
with determination
She's above in
and
Arizona. She's above in
standing up for
Pennsylvania.
reproductive freedom.
Can you think of any laws that give the government
Tied in
the power
Georgia,
to make
last I heard.
decisions about the male body?
I'm not thinking of any right now.
She fought to keep our children safe from the terror of gun violence.
How many of you guys had to have a drill where you learned about how you need to hide in a closet or crouch in a corner in the event that there was a mass shooting?
There.
Look at that. Look at that.
On the Intelligence Committee, she defended our nation against foreign adversaries. And in 2020, she made history.
Big Lights and Sounds machine bank account goes down.
of the United States.
I have said it before. I gambled one time on a cruise when I was 19 and I lost, no, I was 20 and I lost $33. And it was such an awful feeling that I've never gambled again.
Reproductive rights after Roe v. Wade was overturned.
But now that I'm making big boy money, I should find the nearest blackjack table, put it all on black, pull the lever, and hope for a Yahtzee.
To powerful interests.
Sometimes people will open the door for you and leave it open. Sometimes they won't. And then you need to kick that door down.
Yes! Oh, yes!
Excuse my language.
No.
She's running for president.
No excuse necessary.
The one she grew up with.
Our campaign is about saying we trust the people. We're saying we just want fairness. We want dignity for all people. And we are a work in progress. We haven't yet quite reached all of those ideals, but we will.
She is very smart to be saying that she is the underdog in this race, which I think it is safe to say that she can very safely say that. Like, she can very comfortably say that she is the underdog. But my God, the polls today versus exactly a month ago,
and we stand for
the
freedom.
growth
We
is
stand for
near
justice.
unprecedented.
We stand for equality. And so we will fight for all of it.
That's who Kamala Harris is. That's what she believes. And that's what she'll fight for every day.
Who is this singing? Who is this singing? special guest George Santos.
Please
Oh,
welcome the Democratic nominee for president, Vice President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris.
are we seriously not getting a special guest? Was it all a ruse? Whoever's running the cameras deserves a raise. Get shots of the crowd. Show this reaction. Show this ovation. You're nailing it. Yes, like more of this. Show that people are so fucking hyped for this. Oh, this is gonna be good. Jake, if you want to stay up for another half an hour, I don't know what's going to happen, but you might be safe to go to bed, unless you want to listen to this. It's going to be like half an hour at most. Say happy anniversary to Doug. Yeah, this is historic. It is the second time a woman has accepted the nomination, but my God, this is so much better.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening.
Oh, Doug. Oh, if Doug cries, I cry. Doug, don't you dare. You suck that tear back up.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.
Oh, I didn't know what they were chanting. Us.
Thank you all. Okay, we gotta get to some business. We gotta get to some business.
She's like, all right, wrap it up.
Thank you all. Okay. Thank you. Thank
She
you.
makes me so happy.
Thank you.
This is great.
Thank you. Please. Thank you. Please. Thank you so very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank
Ladies
you,
and gentlemen,
everyone.
Taylor
Thank
Swift.
you. Okay, let's get to business. Let's get to business. All right. So let me start by thanking my most incredible husband, Doug,
Oh.
for being an incredible partner to me, an incredible father to Cole and Ella, and happy anniversary, Dougie.
Oh, she called him Dougie.
I love you so very much. To our President Joe Biden.
God. A presidential candidate
When I
and future
think about
president
the path
who
that we have
loves their
traveled
family.
together, Joe, I am filled with gratitude. Your record is extraordinary, as history will show, and your character is inspiring. And Doug and I love you and Jill and are forever thankful to you both. And to Coach Tim Walls.
Coach!
You are going to be an incredible vice president.
Show Tim. There.
And to the delegates and everyone who has put your faith in our campaign, your support is humbling.
She should have worn a tan
So,
suit.
America,
Just to say, fuck
the
you.
path that led me here in recent weeks was no doubt unexpected. But I'm no stranger to unlikely journeys. So, my mother, our mother, Kamala Harris, had one of her own. and I miss her every day, and especially right now. And I know she's looking down smiling. I know that. So my mother was 19 when she crossed the world alone, traveling from India to California with an unshakable dream to be the scientist who would cure breast cancer.
That's cool.
When she finished school, she was supposed to return home to a traditional arranged marriage. But as fate would have it, she met my father, Donald Harris, a student from Jamaica. They fell in love and got married, and that act of self-determination made my sister Maya and me. Growing up, we moved a lot. I will always remember that big Mayflower truck packed with all our belongings, ready to go to Illinois, to Wisconsin, and wherever our parents' jobs took us. My early memories of our
Gotta get those pops by calling out the states individually.
A home filled with laughter and music, Aretha, Coltrane, and Miles. At the park, my mother would say, "Stay close." But my father would say, as he smiled, "Run, Kamala, run. Don't be afraid. Don't let anything stop you." From my earliest years, he taught me to be fearless. But the harmony between my parents did not last. When I was in elementary school, they split up. And it was mostly my mother who raised us. Before she could finally afford to buy a home,
I didn't know
she
that.
rented a small apartment in the East Bay. In the Bay, you either live in the hills or the flatlands. We lived in the flats. A beautiful working-class neighborhood of firefighters, nurses, and construction workers.
Shit, I didn't pause the ads.
Who
Damn
tended
it.
their lawns with pride. My mother, she worked long hours, and like many working parents, she leaned on a trusted circle to help raise us. Mrs. Shelton, who ran the daycare below us and became a second mother. Uncle Sherman, Aunt Mary, Uncle Freddie, Auntie Chris. None of them family by blood.
You were faster to the band than I was. Thank you.
Family by love. Family.
I didn't know where the band button was.
How to make gumbo, how to play
Yeah,
chess,
Julio, at least follow first.
and sometimes even let us win. Family who loved us.
Ad should be wrapping up.
believed in us, and told us we could be anything and do anything. They instilled in us the values they personified: community, faith, and the importance of treating others as you would want to be treated, with kindness, respect, and compassion. My mother was a brilliant, 5-foot-tall, brown woman with an accent. And as the eldest child, I saw how the world would sometimes treat her. But my mother never lost her cool. She was tough, courageous, a trailblazer in the fight for women's health, and she taught Maya and me a lesson that Michelle mentioned the other night. She taught us to never complain about injustice, but do something about it.
Do something.
Do something about it. That was my mother. And she taught us, and she also taught us, and never do anything half-assed. And that is a direct quote.
I love it.
A direct quote. I grew up immersed in the ideals of the civil rights movement. My parents had met at a civil rights gathering, and they made sure that we learned about civil rights leaders, including the lawyers like Thurgood Marshall and Constance Baker Motley.
Yeah.
Those who
Whole
battled
ass
in
everything.
the courtroom to make real the promise of America. So at a young age, I decided I wanted to do that work. I wanted to be a lawyer. And when it came time to choose the type of law I would pursue, I reflected on a pivotal moment in my life. You see, when I was in high school, I started to notice something about my best friend, Wanda. She was sad at school. And there were times
Oh my God.
she didn't want to
Donald
go home.
Trump just posted on Truth Social,
So one day
where's
I asked
Hunter?
if everything was all right.
Like, where's
And
Hunter
she
Biden?
confided in me that she
Bro,
was being sexually abused
Joe's
by
not
her
here
stepfather.
anymore.
And I immediately told her
Joe's
she had to
not
come
doing
stay with
this.
us.
You're
she did.
delusional.
This is one of the reasons
Jesus,
I
man.
became a prosecutor.
Yeah, but her
To protect
emails.
People like Wanda, because I believe everyone has a right to safety, to dignity, and to justice.
Dude,
As a prosecutor,
look at
when
this.
I had a case,
He's losing
I
it.
charged not in the name of the victim, but in
Too many
the
thank
name
yous too rapidly. What's going on with her?
For a
She's
simple
more
reason.
loved than you. Where's Hunter? Waltz was an assistant coach. Oh, you got me.
Any one of us is a harm
Holy
against
shit.
all of us.
He's losing his
And
mind.
I would often explain this to console survivors of crime, to remind them no one should be made to fight alone. We are all in this together.
Like the song.
And every day in the courtroom, I stood proudly before a judge and I said 5 words: Kamala Harris for the people.
Is Troy Bolton the special guest?
And to be clear,
It's Troy.
And to be clear, my entire career, I've only had one client, the people.
It's Troy
And
Bolton
so,
and
on
Gabriella.
behalf
All right.
of the people, on behalf of every American,
And
regardless
Zeke?
of party, race, gender,
Sharpay?
or the language your grandmother
Sharpay's
speaks, on
questionable
behalf of my
sexuality,
mother,
brother.
and everyone who has ever set out on their own
I forget what his
unlikely
name was.
journey, on behalf of Americans like the people I grew up with,
I know the
people who
actor was
work
Lucas
hard,
Grabeel.
chase their dreams,
Sharpay and Ryan,
and
yes.
look out for one another, on behalf of everyone,
I've seen High School Musical more than a few times.
only be written.
I'm sorry, Kamala.
In the greatest
I'm so sorry, I'm being so rude.
on earth. I accept your nomination to be President of the United States
Yes!
of America. And with this election,
No. You absorb this for a minute.
this election,
No.
our nation with this election has a precious, fleeting opportunity to move past the bitterness, cynicism, and divisive battles of the past, a chance to chart a new way forward.
She is going
Not-
to mop the floor
Not
with him
as
in the
members
debates.
of any one party or faction, but as Americans. And let me say, I know there are people of various political views watching tonight, and I want you to know, I promise to be a president for all Americans. You can always trust me
Mention it
to
once.
put country
Don't both sides
above
this.
party and self. to hold sacred America's fundamental principles, from the rule of law to free and fair elections to the peaceful transfer of power.
Yes!
I will be a president who unites us around our highest aspirations, a president who leads and listens, who is realistic, practical, and has common sense, and always fights for the American people.
How fast do you think his Cheeto fingers are typing right
To
now?
the White House, that has been my life's work. As a young courtroom prosecutor in Oakland, California, I stood up for women and children against predators who abuse them. As Attorney General of California, I took on the big banks, delivered $20 billion for middle-class families who faced foreclosure, and helped pass a homeowner Bill of Rights, one of the first of its kind in the nation. I stood up for veterans and students being scammed by big for-profit colleges.
Name one.
For workers
Name
who
a
are
single
being
one.
cheated out of their wages, the wages
Trump
they were
University?
due. For seniors facing elder abuse. I fought against the cartels who traffic in guns and drugs and human beings.
Oh, she's getting fired up.
Who threaten the security of our border and the safety of our communities. And I will tell you, these fights were not easy. And neither were the elections that put me in those offices. We were underestimated at practically every turn. But we never gave up, because the future is always worth fighting for.
She's so good.
And that's the fight we are in right now, a fight for America's future.
I need the debates to happen tomorrow. No, don't bring Harry back out here.
Election is not only the most important of our lives, it is one of the most important in the life of our nation. In many ways, Donald Trump is an unserious man.
Oh, tell him.
But the consequences of putting Donald Trump back in the White House are extremely serious. Consider not only the chaos and calamity when he was in office, but also the gravity of what has happened since he lost the last election. Donald Trump tried to throw away your votes. When he failed, he sent an armed mob to the United States Capitol, where they assaulted law enforcement officers. When politicians in his own
Dude, he's getting
party
roasted on his own platform.
begged him
We'll have to talk about childhood. We've got to talk about border inflation and crime.
help,
Even the
he
comments
did
on
the
Truth
opposite. He
are ripping him.
fanned the flames. And now, for an entirely different set of crimes, he was found guilty of fraud by a jury of everyday Americans.
34
and separately,
charges, to be exact.
and separately found liable for committing sexual abuse. And consider what he intends to do if we give him power again. Consider his explicit intent to set free violent extremists who assaulted those law enforcement officers at the Capitol. His explicit intent to jail journalists, political opponents,
Are we
and
going to bring
anyone he
Jeb
sees
Bush
as the
out?
enemy.
Please clap.
His
Sorry.
explicit intent to deploy our active duty military against our own citizens. Consider the power he will have, especially after the United States Supreme Court just ruled that he would be immune from criminal prosecution. Just imagine Donald Trump with no guardrails, and how he would use the immense powers of the presidency of the United States. Not to improve your life, not to strengthen our national security.
Didn't he start passing lots of laws in 2020 right before the election, kind of like going out with the bang situation? He did it more than most presidents. He was also trying to hand out pardons as much as he could to all of his cronies.
And we know what a second Trump term would look like. It's all laid out.
And then 1,000 senators
written by his closest advisors
who were complicit with January 6th were begging for pardons, and they did not get them.
But America,
I don't get it. Is Taylor coming out? Lucy, we heard a rumor that she might be.
We are not going back.
I'm beginning our.
We are not going back to when Donald Trump
I have been not so optimistic that it was happening in the first place, but we can hope. We're not going back.
Tried to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, when insurance companies could deny people with pre-existing conditions. We are not going to let him eliminate the Department of Education that funds our public schools. We are not going to let him end programs like Head Start that provide preschool and childcare for our children. America, we are not going back. And we are charting
Don Cheadle, jump scare.
New way forward. Forward to a future with a strong and growing middle class, because we know a strong middle class has always been critical to America's success. And building
Madeline, how's it going on YouTube? Hello, hello.
Will be a defining goal of my presidency. And I'll tell you, this is personal for me.
The kid's yawning.
Middle class is where I come from. My mother kept a strict budget. We lived within our means, yet we wanted for little. And she expected us to make the most of the opportunities that were available to us and to be grateful for them. Because, as she taught us, opportunity is not available to everyone. That's why we will create what I call an opportunity economy, an opportunity economy where everyone has the chance to compete and a chance to succeed.
Yes.
Whether you live in a rural area, small town, or big city. And as president, I will bring together labor and workers and small business owners and entrepreneurs and American companies to create jobs, to grow our economy, and to lower the cost of everyday needs like health care and housing and groceries. We will provide
Joe Exotic is who you're talking about.
Business owners and entrepreneurs and founders. And we will end America's housing shortage.
He absolutely was, and he's still in jail.
And Medicare.
I think.
Now compare that to Donald Trump, because I think everyone here knows he doesn't actually fight for the middle class. He doesn't actually fight for the middle class. Instead, he fights for himself and his billionaire friends. And he will give them another round of tax breaks that will add up to $5 trillion to the national debt. And all the while, he intends to enact what in effect is a national sales tax, call it a Trump tax, that would raise prices on middle-class families by almost $4,000 a year. Well, instead of a Trump tax hike, we will pass a middle-class tax cut that will benefit more than 100 million Americans.
And a corporate tax of 28%, which is not even the highest it's ever been. But raising that, which abolishes a Trump law.
America cannot truly be prosperous.
She needs to be
unless Americans
president
are fully
yesterday.
able to make their own decisions about their own lives, especially on matters of heart and home. But tonight, in America, too many women are not able to make those decisions. And let's be clear about how we got here. Donald Trump handpicked members of the United States Supreme Court to take away reproductive freedom.
Yep.
And now he brags about it. In his words, quote, "I did it and I'm proud to have done it," end quote.
Boo this man.
Well, I'll tell you.
And he said, oh, overwhelming support for abolishing or overturning Roe v. Wade.
And women have told
Excuse
me
me?
their stories. Husbands and fathers have shared theirs.
Yeah, overwhelming country support for overturning that. No.
Parking lot, developing sepsis, losing the ability to ever again have children, all because doctors are afraid they may go to jail for caring for their patients. Couples just trying to grow their family, cut off in the middle of IVF treatments. Children who have survived sexual assault, potentially being forced to carry a pregnancy to term. This is what's happening in our country because of Donald Trump. And understand, he is not done. As a part of his agenda, he and his allies would limit access to birth control, ban medication abortion.
I have not seen any Kelly Ayotte. Kelly Ayotte. I have not seen many ads, but I saw that she was hanging out with like Moms for Liberty, which is like a far-right organization. Like, bad news.
Coordinator, and force states to report on women's miscarriages and abortions. Simply put, they are out of their minds.
Amazing.
And one must ask, why exactly is it that they don't trust women? Well, we trust women. We trust women. And when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law.
There we go. Don't even, whoa, that baby is knocked out. That's crazy.
In this election, many other fundamental freedoms are at stake. The freedom to live safe from gun violence in our schools, communities, and places of worship. The freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. The freedom to breathe clean air and drink clean water and live free from the pollution that fuels the climate crisis. And the freedom that unlocks all the others, the freedom to vote. With this election, we finally have the opportunity to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the Freedom to Vote Act.
Dude. It's way too early to say landslide victory, but
after
God.
decades in law enforcement, I know the importance of safety and security, especially at our border. Last year, Joe and I brought together Democrats and conservative Republicans to write the strongest border bill in decades. The Border Patrol endorsed it. But Donald Trump believes a border deal would hurt his campaign. So he ordered his allies in Congress to kill the deal. Well, I refuse to play politics with our security, and here is my pledge to you. As president, I will bring back the bipartisan border security bill that he killed, and I will sign it into law.
Hell yeah!
I know we can live up to our proud heritage as a nation of immigrants and reform our broken immigration system. We can create
If we get Senate and House like majority by a few seats, right now it's too close for them to do anything. If we can get that advantage,
as America, we must also be steadfast in advancing our security and values abroad. As Vice President, I have confronted threats to our security, negotiated with foreign leaders, strengthened our alliances, and engaged with our brave troops overseas. As Commander-in-Chief, I will ensure America always has the strongest, most lethal fighting force in the world. And I will fulfill our sacred obligation to care for our troops and their families, and I will always honor and never disparage their service and their sacrifice.
Trump, who is saying the Presidential Medal of Freedom is better than the Veterans Medal of Honor or something like that because they can't enjoy it because they're gimped and paralyzed. Like, did you guys hear about that? He was like, oh yeah, of course people would enjoy the Presidential Medal of Honor better. What?
Not China wins the competition for the 21st century, and that we strengthen, not abdicate, our global leadership.
You're right, build a wall around the entire country.
Threatened to abandon NATO. He encouraged Putin.
Because we don't want the fish people invading the coasts. Build a wall.
Russia could, quote, do whatever the hell they want.
Oh.
5 days before Russia attacked Ukraine, I met with President Zelensky to warn him about Russia's plan to invade. I helped mobilize a global response over 50 countries to defend against Putin's aggression.
Talk about Ukraine. Good. Bring up Palestine.
President, I will stand strong with Ukraine and our NATO allies.
She's not going to. But if she brings up Palestine, huge points.
With respect to the war in Gaza, President Biden and I are working around the clock because now is the time to get a hostage deal and a ceasefire deal done.
Let's go! Yes! She said it!
And let me be clear, I will always stand up for Israel's right to defend itself, and I will always ensure Israel has the ability to defend itself, because the people of Israel must never again face the horror that a terrorist organization called Hamas caused on October 7, including unspeakable sexual violence and the massacre of young people at a music festival. At the same time, what has happened in Gaza over the past 10 months is devastating. So many innocent lives lost.
Checking all the boxes.
Desperate, hungry people fleeing for safety over and over again. The scale of suffering is heartbreaking.
Come on.
President Biden and I are working to end this war.
Send it home.
Such that Israel is secure, the hostages are released, the suffering in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination.
Oh my God! Thank you. Thank you. Okay. She almost lost it.
I will never hesitate to take whatever action is necessary to defend our forces and our interests against Iran and Iran-backed terrorists. I will not cozy up to tyrants and dictators like Kim Jong-un who are rooting for Trump.
Oh my, I could cry right now.
Because, you know, they know he is easy to manipulate with flattery and favor.
He's Play-Doh. That's all he is. He's
Trump
putty.
won't hold autocrats accountable because he wants to be an autocrat himself. And as president, I will never waver in defense of America's security and ideals, because in the enduring struggle between democracy and tyranny, I know where I stand and I know where the United States belongs.
Okay.
So fellow Americans, I love our country with all my heart. Everywhere I go, in everyone I meet, I see a nation that is ready to move forward, ready for the next step in the incredible journey that is America. I see an America where we hold fast to the fearless belief that built our nation and inspired the world. That here, in this country, anything is possible. That nothing is out of reach.
Oh, shit.
An America where we care.
Hush Puppets, thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. Welcome on in.
One another and recognize that we have so much
Boom.
more in common than what separates
Oh, you guys
us.
have Andis? I'll wait. What a horribly timed ad.
None of us has to fail for all of us to succeed. And that in unity there is strength. You know, our opponents in this race are out there every day.
25 seconds, I'll get to you guys.
America, talking about how terrible everything is. Well, my mother had another lesson she used to teach.
She's going past curfew.
Never let anyone tell you who you are. You show them who you are.
Ads are gone. Hell yeah. Welcome on in, guys. How was your stream? Thank you so much for the raid.
Each other and the world who we are and what we stand for. Freedom, opportunity, compassion, dignity, fairness, and endless possibilities.
That's my president.
We are the heirs to the greatest democracy in the history of the world. And on
First look at Final Fantasy 17. Yeah, these graphics. Oh man, so realistic.
all those who sacrificed so dearly for our freedom and liberty, we must be worthy of this moment. It is now our turn to do what generations before us have done, guided by optimism and faith, to fight for this country we love, to fight for the ideals we cherish, and to uphold the
We will talk about Final
awesome
Fantasy right after this, I promise.
that comes with the greatest privilege on earth, the privilege and pride of being an American.
She looks like she's getting emotional.
So let's get out there. Let's fight for it. Let's get out there. Let's vote for it.
Yes.
And together,
Tell 'em.
let us write the next great chapter in the most extraordinary story ever told. Thank you. God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Beyonce. Oh my God. She crushed it. Got a little weird in the middle, but she crushed it. Guys, it's a good day. Oh, it's Doug! Oh, they're so cute. Happy anniversary, you two. Oh my God. Where's Coach? Thank you for the shout out, Chief. Oh. I love Tim. I love Coach Tim. I want him to be my dad. Soak this in. Sorry, Gwen. I'm covering your face. Soak it in. Oh, enjoy this moment. Tim doesn't know what to do. Do you think any of them have seen the Titus laughing scene? I guarantee you they don't. They haven't. Minus points for them. They'll still get my vote. Yeah, Mark Kelly, astronaut Mark Kelly has shown up 3 times tonight. He just needs to show up, raise his hands in the air to make it number 4. Amazing way to wrap this up. The first gentleman. I saw an interview where they were talking about having Doug be called the first dude, which I thought was so funny. Are they bringing Hope and Gus out?
Channel 9 News tell me I'm moving backwards. 8 blacks left, death is around the corner. 7 misleading statements by my persona. 6 headlights waving in my direction.
At least the balloons aren't getting released like out in the air like that. I think it was in Chicago where they released like 1.6 million balloons in the air and like clogged the airspace where they had to ground the planes going throughout the city because it created too much of a hazard. Yeah, so maybe my number's wrong, but it was like a ridiculous number of balloons that they released. It was like 1994. Let me see. Yeah, I just Googled largest balloon and I was gonna type release and it said release disaster. Balloon Fest 1986, which took place in Cleveland, Ohio on September 27th, 1986, is considered a major disaster. Strong winds blew them north of the city. Rain balloons fell immediately. Air traffic disrupted air traffic and caused accidents. Balloons fell into Lake Erie, causing problems for waterways and local traffic. How many balloons? $1.5 million. Yep. Balloon Fest 86, 1.5 million balloons. Crazy. Yeah, making someone watch the Titus laughing scene is considered an act of terror. Dad! Oh, God. She could not have picked a better VP. I am so libbed up right now. I keep saying it. It's crazy. Niche, is Final Fantasy X actually good? I just beat it again last night because I couldn't sleep. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning and I beat it. It is very good. I recommend it. But take a break away from Final Fantasy. My original plan was to watch the DNC and then jump into beating Final Fantasy 14 tonight so I could beat Final Fantasy 10, 14, and 16 all within 7 days. Is that her father? Oh, I didn't think her father was still alive. No, he's playing Final Fantasy 7 again. Kevin, are you playing Final Fantasy 7 again? I'll stay up all night with you if you start Rebirth right now. Oh, brother. Oh, God. Oh, you're playing original Final Fantasy 7. Oh, okay. Oh, these balloons are tough on the camera. Yeah, Jake, I think we got bamboozled. We got scammed, bro. We were told Taylor Swift had like a 2% chance of showing up tonight. You play all the single ladies? I think that would shut down my YouTube streams. I have 5 more minutes of chat time, then I'm going to play it too. Ah, man, I told chat 14 earlier. Oh no, Jake, hold on. All right. Let's go. I just found the copy for 13 I have for my 360. That's awesome. I just bought the 13 trilogy on Steam a couple of days ago. Bye, Mom and Dad. Bye-bye. Oh, I don't think they're leaving. All right, I head to bed. Have a good night. Jakey, thank you so much for staying up so late. Just to get scammed out of no T-Swizz. I'm so sorry, but it was fun hanging out. Get some sleep. 13 has some really great characters I haven't beat yet. I'm really intrigued by the characters of 13. Like, that's the main reason why. I've heard it's linear. I've, like, for the first 35 hours, and then it doesn't open up until the last fourth of the game. And, like, that's a big complaint. Like, I just want to play it. It seems, I feel like I'm going to set my bar low and just be very pleasantly surprised with anything that comes out of that game. And I know I gotta play 9. I never beat 8. I'm only halfway through disc 1 of 7. God. Without naming names, who do you think Nich's favorite character will be in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Edgelord Matt Mercer. Vampiro. Edward Cullen. They don't even like 14. The people yearn to be reborn. Yes, I'm close to beating A Realm Reborn, but then I have 5 expansions after that I have to get through. Marl.
Please stand if you are able for this evening's benediction.
No. 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 No, no, no. No benediction, no prayers, not here. I mean, if we want, we can pray to the big man upstairs. Santa Claus. No, no, no. What's up, everybody? They were praying, yeah, so every night that they do what they call the end of the night benediction, they have had rabbis, they've had priests coming out and doing like a 10-minute long prayer to end the night, which is weird, which is super weird, and I'm not about that. American politics, so much prayer. Yeah. Too much. Are they praying to stop sin from coming? I am going to go on my own pilgrimage. Just means I'm going to stop at like every Raising Cane's down the East Coast. Do my little procedure. Get handed a box. Be like, this is my Aeon, and they'll be like, get out. And then I travel to the next one. Wait, did I miss something? Yes, the background is coming together. Yes! Yeah, as soon as I talked to you on threads of like, oh, how do we feel about green screens? And the consensus was like a general no. Tossed it. As in it's still right by my feet, but I think it's coming together pretty well. Yeah, Kevin. Well, we're not going to explain it. You just have to play Final Fantasy X. That is a very short song. It's only like a minute and a half. And then there's a Sanctuary one, which isn't as good. Play what again? The simple and clean version? Wonder what I'll even do? There's a video that goes along with it. You remember this from the game? Should we Fortnite dance? Is that what the kids are doing, Skibbity? I'm into this. Fucking love that video. This remix has been burned in my brain for the past few days since I saw that. I found the remixes on Spotify. Oh, love it. Play Rebirth. Play Rebirth. Play Rebirth again. I will. Damn it. Am I starting Rebirth tonight? Damn it. I feel so much peer pressure. So, yes, so because I just finished Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 10, where like I do want to do a full playthrough of Final Fantasy 10. What had happened with that was I bought Final Fantasy 10 on PlayStation for like $10. Realized I had a save file from 2014 where I stopped right at the Seymour Omnis fight, which is the second to last boss fight. Like I was so close to the end and then I stopped playing. And so the past couple of days I went through that, went through the final boss, the final boss that I don't want to spoil, that like doesn't really count but kind of counts. Went through that after beating Final Fantasy 16. And so if I can beat Final Fantasy 14 next stream and start Rebirth. Oh my god, I started a Final Fantasy 13. Oh my god. I'm not going back to 15. Boy Band Simulator sucks. Kevin, tell him how long it took you to play and you didn't even do side quests. Yeah, he told me it was like not too long, 46 hours. That's crazy. Seymour is known across the lands for wearing the deepest of V-necks. Oh my god, he's trying to be a fuckboy. The deep V-neck, showing all that chest. The long locks, all blue and mysterious. A little bit of some mommy issues though. Sorry, spoilers. Doesn't he want to marry Yuna? Oh, so badly. So badly. What do I need to set up here? All right, this remix kind of slaps. Yeah, I was talking to my friend Ryan earlier too about like, I was like, oh, you know, Orin must be so old. And then he was like, no, the difference between like his first journey and his second isn't too long. Also, Waka's like, oh, I'm 23, time to retire from Blitzball. And I'm like, oh my God, they're all children in these games. They are all so young. And like Sid in the original Final Fantasy VII is 32. And they constantly talk about how much of an old man he is. 32. It's probably just because he's a smoker. I'm about to turn 32 in 3 weeks. Dragon promised to play Helldivers with us if you play Rebirth. I feel like you're just putting words in his mouth. I feel like that's not true. Also, why don't you want to play Helldivers? What's wrong with Helldivers? Well, maybe I don't want to play Rebirth anymore. Oh, I'm not a fan of this. Maybe I'll just go to Fall Guys. Maybe I'll just uninstall Diablo. I didn't like that animosity. I have a son, Niche. I have no time. He'll be going to college soon. He'll have plenty of time. How do kids work? Pronounced Diablo. Diablo. Pretty sure that's not true. They eat all the time. I've heard. Nick, what's your game of the year 2024? I don't know if oh, Helldivers. Helldivers, yeah. Even without like all of like the weird updates, like the feeling of launch Helldivers was just like incredible. Kevin knows it's called Diablo. Back me up. No, it's Diablo. Niche, do you plan on playing Wukong or not your style of game? It has not been on my radar. I think that like I'm not against playing it, especially since like it's not a Souls-like. It's more of like a God of War, right? I'm totally not against it. It just isn't on my list of things to buy right now. That's Deckard Cain. It's Diablo. All right. Okay. 1 second. What do we need to do here? How to pronounce game. All right, I'm just gonna go to one YouTube video and hear how they say it in the first few seconds.
Hey folks, this is Ranker with a video on the top 10 builds in Diablo 4. Builds in Diablo 4.
Diablo. He almost sounds like it's in the middle. See how Deckard says it.
Stay a while and listen.
I don't know what to look up to specifically say Deckard Cain saying Diablo. Saying Diablo?
Good day. As a token of my gratitude, I will identify items for you at no charge. Regrettably, I could do nothing to prevent the disaster which devastated Tristram. It would appear that our greatest fears have come to pass. Diablo, the Lord of Terror, has once again...
Oh, wait. Go back.
Diablo.
Diablo. I mean, he says it with like the tiniest little inflection.
Come to pass. Diablo.
That's like...
Pass. Diablo.
It only counts if you listen to it in Diablo 3. This is like so nitpicky. There is nothing wrong with the way I say it. What is this? What the fuck is that?
It's your choice, Cain. Either use your heraldric arts to repair the sword, or your dear Leah dies a horrible death.
Oh, this pain, this destruction. What is the sword to you?
To me, nothing. To my master, Belial, everything. Your rage is overwhelming, girl. You win this round, but if the sword cannot
Is this the same voice actress as Maleficent in Kingdom Hearts? What is this woman's name? Maleficent, Kingdom Hearts voice actress. And we'll keep playing this.
The blade shall be mine. Uncle.
Suzanne Blakesley.
Nothing can stop that now. But there is one last thing I must do. The sword must be made whole. Just as I suspected, the sword is of the high helms. The stranger is an angel.
I'm just trying to get through this as fast as possible.
Lies within.
And he's not going to say it. We're possibly off on a tangent on 2 letters on how to pronounce it. Y'all, this is pre-recorded. It is One and Only Star on YouTube. This is a pre-recorded stream. I got a minute ad. God damn it. So why don't I... She does play Magda. Yeah, that's Maleficent from Kingdom Hearts. I knew it. Same voice actress. When I was falling asleep last night, I had a thought that the guy who plays Richard Gilmore is the neighbor who doesn't show his face in Home Improvement. Wilson? No, I don't think that's the same guy at all. No, they're different guys. This is Edward Herman. This is Earl Hindman. Close names. Yeah, Home Improvement was good. Tim Allen sucks. But Home Improvement was good.
The evil of Mephisto, Lord of Hatred, was so pervasive that even after he had been defeated and entombed in a soul stone, his demonic essence oozed upwards into Travancore and corrupted the Zakharum priests. Though he fell to the same heroes who killed his brothers, I fear for us, should he ever return.
All right, Deckard Cain saying Diablo. This is the last video I'll watch.
The voice of Deckard Cain. And I invite you to Goff, the voice Hi, this is Michael Goff, the voice of Deckard Cain, and I invite you to stay a while and listen.
Say the word Diablo.
I had been working on another project. They just, they said, we're working on something else. Had no idea what it was. And they said, we have this character that we're thinking about.
I totally thought he said fuck off too.
If you could read a few lines here and do a quick audition. So, I mean, there was a little bit of a description. This older, kind of wise wizard-ish character. Maybe he kind of would sound like an older Sean Connery. Was a nice clue to work
Someone said
with,
that.
because it sort of gave you a little path down which, you know, Deckard evolved. There wasn't like the depth or the layers to his character in the beginning, but his sound, it just sort of appeared. Roderick told me.
Say the name.
As time went on, he just became himself in D2.
No.
Beyond just being
called an actual name.
And of course, you know, Bud Light is.
Say the name of the game.
Between the two sides, sanctuary. It was too lovely.
Come on.
I perhaps. So, I want to thank her writ. Yes. Sanctuary. I should not have. I want to thank you for staying a while and listening to me rattle on. Enjoy BlizzConline 2021, and I will see you sometime in the future. Or the past. I'm not sure which is which anymore.
The name of the game! All right, I'm looking up one more thing. One more video and see what they say.
Ladies, gentlemen, and Haradrim of all ages, we are a bit over a week into Season 5 for Diablo 4, and with players around the world slowly reaching more Diablo 4, and with players week into Season 5 for Diablo 4, and with players around the world slowly bit over a week into Season 5 for Diablo 4.
Diablo 4. Diablo 4. So you're telling me that everybody, including myself, says Diablo 4. And because one guy in one game says Diablo, I know it's Deckard Cain. Deckard Cain of spanning multiple games. Important character. But he dies. Why would he let that happen? Is he stupid? Doesn't sound too important to me. Huh. Anyway, you want to watch Kingdom Hearts do Fortnite dances? No? Oh yeah, you said something. I think he says it in the Pandemonium Fortress. I'm going to have to take your word for it. Or not. Oh no. Look at that sexy Sephiroth. Oh my god, he's so handsome, so brooding, so homicidal. Did Kevin tell you guys that I spoiled Final Fantasy VII Remake for him? I'm sure he told you. Sephiroth versus Seymour? Sephiroth wipes the floor with Seymour. Good night, Squake. It's been real. I have to go. Have a good night. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for hanging out. It's crazy that you're missing Rebirth. It's crazy. I almost got so mad at you. So because I can talk about this now, Let me look this up. So what had happened was, oh, well, I gotta bring this up again. Shit. Stop using the internet. No. So I can't make it happen again. Let me try and figure out. It was something where I had Googled it, and we were talking about differences between. All right, I won't show it. No, I'm not gonna fuck up again. So I was talking about the differences between Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Remake, and how Final Fantasy VII is much more lighthearted with serious moments. Final Fantasy VII Remake is serious, much more serious with lighthearted moments. It was very tone shifted. And I said, but original Final Fantasy VII has like much, or very similar points that are very serious and very important. And I said, the Shinra president dying is like a key moment. And before I sent that message to him, I Googled Final Fantasy VII PS5 Shinra president dies, and it said Google AI is telling me chapter 12, or like the fight with, or like the main point of the Shinra president is in chapter 12, and I read no more. They were talking about Rebirth. He was 2 chapters away from that happening in Remake, and I spoiled it because I didn't realize that they were talking about Rebirth, where you fight Rufus in chapter 12. I fucked up. And then he's like, the president's still alive and well in my game. And I'm like, And then I got to tell him after, be like, well, it's still an important part, but also like, it's not like game defining. But it wasn't, it was kind of hard to salvage. Kevin spoiled Elden Ring for his friend. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not the only one at fault here. I'm not the bad guy. Kevin also a bad guy. I am without fault. Yeah, he dies in Remake. It probably doesn't die in Rebirth. Or he does. I don't know. Yeah, he gets a sword through the alien chest burster area. So wait a second. I absolutely have Final Fantasy VII Remake save data. Sammy, I don't know what you're trying to say, but your words confuse me, as well as your pronunciation of basic game titles. You're confusing me. So no, I want Ramu and Leviathan. I have that. Do I still have it installed? No, shit. Can I stream this real quick? Just try Diablo? No, it sounds like sounds so forced. Diablo. Like I got an accent. It's Diablo. Sounds so smooth. Oh, it sounds so much better. I want Leviathan. But I think if I stream this, it may not save. See, continue. So I haven't played since June of 2021. Chapter 2. What? Oh, main story. From this menu, you can finish transferring your Final Fantasy VII Remake from PS4 to PS5. Successfully uploaded in May of 2020. So it's there. Are you on intermission? I was a second ago. So what if I download it like super quick? Also, what if I play the demo? Because that carries over. Let's try this. Because I absolutely should have save data on this PS5. I played it on my PS5. Very confused. Oh, I absolutely need to change my titles on everything. Gaming. Fantasy VII Rebirth. Changing my YouTube thumbnails. Okay, that one's done. I didn't mean to press that. This is what sucks, having 4 streams up. I change all the titles for everything. Okay. I'm here lurking for a moment. Yeah. How exactly is a lurk defined? Can he hear us? Niche, what are your top 5 fantasies? Flying. Something that I can't say without this being an 18+ stream. Money. Ooh, so much money. Game options. So it might not be the demo. Well, while this is already 25% done. There's one called the Dusty Care Bear, and don't Urban Dictionary it. It's like gross, but like I can draw it in Microsoft Paint with a diagram. That I might need to put a few black boxes on it, but I can get the point across where, like, use a little imagination. Everyone will be on the same page eventually. That's number 4. so cool that they named it Cloud Store. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. All right, let's try this again now that I have synced data. Talking about. Let's try this again. All right, what are your top 5 Final Fantasies? I think 10, 8. No, 10, 7 remake. Well, yeah, I guess really in no order. 10, 7 remake, 8. I'll give my top 3. Because it's not Final Fantasy X-2. I haven't beaten 13. I haven't beaten 7. Haven't beaten 8. So, I mean, realistically, the only ones I have beaten are Final Fantasy X and 16. But 10 is like number 1. Thank you. Wait, just... What do you mean? I did... what? I did do this one time where I booted this up and it said, oh, recognize intermission, recognize remake. Maybe it has already done it. And maybe it's just saying, oh, you don't have any more. Then we're just gonna run it. Wireless controller speaker settings off. Difficulty normal. Active. I forgot to change my Twitch title. Shit! One second. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Thank you. I won't recommend Final Fantasy X to people, but it'll always be my number 1. And I have said that a few times to Kevin, where like, it is up there for me, but you got to remember it's a 23-year-old game. It's a PS2 game, and it is a turn-based grind. Like, I've said those few things where I'm like, I'm glad it wasn't his first. I'm glad he's even taking a break, or he said he was going to take a break from Final Fantasies. But Final Fantasy X is very good if you understand it is a 23-year-old game. Voice acting is rough. The Titus scene makes sense. It makes sense in context why they would laugh. All right? It's important to the story, but it is cringy. But it would definitely be my number 1.
I'm waiting, Cloud.
7 seconds.
I'm here on the Midgar Expressway.
Wow, this game's pretty.
Is indescribable. Countless buildings have been leveled, and part of the road has collapsed. The smoke rising from the rubble is reminiscent of a funeral pyre.
All right, let's not get dramatic here.
Of course, this is only the most recent in a series of crises. Multiple reactor bombings, followed by the fall of the Sector 7 plate, culminating in this unprecedented destruction, caused by a massive tornado which swept through Sectors 0, 1, and 2. After a briefing with Shinra investigators, Mayor Domino released a statement declaring the tornado to be, quote, weather warfare perpetrated by the infamous insurgent group known as Avalanche.
What? Come on.
The administration also suspects the involvement of Wutai and has begun investigations into the matter.
Is the game too loud? Or is the game too soft? I always have to ask once per stream. Volume, good? Raise it, lower it? What are we thinking? I can't believe I'm playing this and Ryan isn't playing Helldivers. This is bullshit. Oh, this is from the original reveal. Right? Or that little motif. Ignore me.
Of course, this is only the most recent in a series of crises. Multiple reactor bombings, followed by the fall of the Sector 7 flight.
Boy, that tornado really did a number on the city.
Yeah, you don't say.
Another reactor blew up.
Which must have been caused by the tornado.
Man, when it rains, it pours.
As you can see. Over there! Amidst the wreckage of the expressway, search and rescue operations are already in progress.
We still have one suspect.
You're right.
Ex-soldier, armed with a buster sword. Highly dangerous.
I repeat, the fugitive is an ex-soldier, armed with a buster sword.
Back over here.
Get him on board! Prep for takeoff.
Oh,
the
shit.
rescue team has pulled people from the rubble. Quick, get the camera off them.
Oh, red.
Come on, this way.
Contact the SAR team. Targets have been secured. We are exfilling via helo now.
Move it! We're taking off!
What?
Hey! Turn that off! The survivors are being taken away! I can't hear it already! Oh no, wait, still you!
Holy shit, this game looks so good. Like, the graphics look even better than Remake.
Excuse me. Could you look after my friend? Just for a bit.
Yeah,
Too
hold
much
this.
Mako, but he'll be fine.
Hey!
Aerith!
Oh. Okay. Sensitivity's a little high. I'm gonna try and get used to it. Can't fight yet. No, I'll get used to it. Cool reveal. Felt very Fallout 3-ish. Wait, is my stream offline? What? Hello? Testing? So did only Twitch go down? YouTube is live, TikTok is down, Twitch is down. Why?